imagine a world where your birth, a mere accident of fate, determines your destiny. A world where the chains of caste, forged in the fires of ancient tradition, bind you to a predetermined path. This is the reality of millions in India, a land of stunning landscapes and a rich cultural heritage, yet marred by deep-rooted inequality. My friends, welcome to Dovii Forum's Insight Arena. This is your host, Jude. In this journey today, we will peel back the layers of casteism, exposing the origins and consequences, and the dawn of a new era where these chains may finally be shattered. For the chains that bind are not always visible. They are often, in fact most often, crafted from ignorance and prejudice. This brings out the poet in me. In the cradle of civilization, where ancient voices speak, chains of caste bind hearts, leaving the spirit weak. It is important to understand the origins and evolution of the caste system. The caste system, a relic of ancient times, has roots that dig deep into the soil of Indian history. It is said that the caste system was born from the ancient Vedic texts, where society was divided like a finely tuned orchestra, each caste playing a part in maintaining the harmony of the social order. Yet, what was once a system of functional specialization evolved into a rigid hierarchy. The concept of Varna, as detailed in the Rig Veda, divided society into four primary categories: Brahmins, which consist of priests and scholars; the Kshatriyas were warriors and rulers; Vaishyas were merchants and landowners; and the Shudras were laborers and service providers. What began as a way to organize societal roles soon hardened into a system of hereditary social stratification with complex layers and subcastes. From Vedic hymns to rigid chains, the Varna's promise faded. What was once a balance became a structure degraded. Religion and culture has also played an important role. Religion and culture, while intended to guide and uplift people, sometimes become tools of oppression. The sacred texts that once spoke of duty and dharma began to justify inequality. The hymns of old, which should have sung of unity, often reverberated with the echoes of division. Ancient scriptures and rituals, my friends, while rich in philosophical depth, became entangled with societal norms that enforced and perpetuated caste distinctions. Temples, once symbols of spiritual equality, were transformed into bastions of social exclusion. The cultural practices that emerged were not about celebrating diversity, but about entrenching division. In the temples of old, where divinity was sought, caste cruel shadows turned worship into a plot. And how can we leave out the impact of colonialism? The British colonial era, while a time of modernization, also deepened the chasms of caste. The British, in their quest for control, exploited these very divisions, turning the caste system into a mechanism for maintaining their dominance. They did not invent casteism, but magnified its effects, creating a deeper rift in an already fractured society. British policies and administrative structures often reinforced caste hierarchies. The colonial rulers implemented systems that solidified existing divisions and used them to control and manage the vast population. The census operations, for example, categorized people based on caste, further entrenching social divisions. In the colonial shadow, old wounds were spread. The caste system's grip tightened, filling the hearts with dread. There are severe social and economic consequences of this very caste-based division, which we call casteism. The caste system's impact is not just historical, it is felt in the daily lives of millions. The barriers it erects are not just social, but economic, limiting access to resources, education, and opportunities. The cycle of poverty perpetuated by caste discrimination is a heavy chain dragging the dreams into the mud. Caste-based discrimination restricts access to quality education and employment opportunities. Those born into the lower caste often find themselves trapped in menial jobs with little chance for any advancement. This economic disparity is both a cause of a consequence of the social stratification imposed by caste. In the shadow of tradition, dreams are often lost. Caste cruel grip ensures success comes at a cost. Then there is indeed caste-based violence too. In modern India, caste-based violence is a brutal reminder of an ancient scourge. Dalits, who are at the bottom of the social hierarchy, face the brunt of this violence. Lynching, sexual assault, and systemic discrimination are not relics of the past, but harsh realities of the present. The violence against Dalits is not just physical, but systemic. Social ostracism, economic deprivation, and lack of access of justice contribute to an environment where violence can occur with impunity. The stories of victims are both a cry for justice and a call to dismantle the systems that perpetuate this brutality. In the echoes of violence, the old scars still bleed. Dalits face the brunt of a relentless, cruel greed. While reservation policies have aimed to uplift marginalized communities, they are met with a mixed bag of reactions from the masses. Critics argue they perpetuate divisions, while supporters see them as a lifelines. In a sea of inequality, the debate continues, reflecting the complexity of balancing justice and opportunity. Reservation policies have played a crucial role in increasing representation and access for marginalized communities in education and employment. However, the implementation and impact of these policies are often contested, with debates over their effectiveness and fairness. My friends, reservations promise a beacon in the dark. Yet, shadows and division still leave their mark. To me personally, education and awareness is the rock that will actually bring a positive change in society. Education remains a very powerful tool against casteism. It is through education that we break the chains of ignorance and prejudice. Schools and universities are not just places of learning, but battlegrounds for equality and justice. Education can change stereotypes and promote understanding. By integrating curricula that address caste discrimination and promote inclusivity, education institutions can foster a more equitable society. Awareness campaigns and educational reforms are vital in shifting societal attitudes and breaking down these very barriers. In the halls of learning, let knowledge be the soul to cut through the chains and raise the righteous all. Casteism can also be felt in the workplace and politics too. In the workplace and politics, casteism shadows looms large. Discrimination in hiring and promotion, as well as an unequal political representation, underscores the ongoing struggle against caste-based biases. Caste-based discrimination in employment affects not only job opportunities, but also career progression. In politics, marginalized castes often struggle for representation and influence, reflecting broader societal inequalities. Addressing these issues requires both systemic change and individual commitment to fairness. In politics and labor, the caste lines still show where merit is often eclipsed by a birthright's blow. Hear the voices of those who have faced the brunt of caste-based discrimination. Their stories are not just testimonies, my friends, but are symbols of resilience and hope. Their struggles remind us that every chain broken is a victory for humanity. The personal stories of those who have overcome caste-based discrimination are powerful reminders of the human spirit's strength. Their experiences highlight both challenges and the triumphs in the ongoing fight against casteism. Through the personal battles, the human spirit's might, against the chains of caste, they rise to the light. We should all celebrate the triumphs of individuals who have broken free from caste barriers today. It's their success stories that inspire us showing that with courage and determination, the chains of caste can indeed be shattered. These success stories serve as beacons of hope and models for a change. They demonstrate that with perseverance and support, individuals can rise above caste-based limitations and achieve their dreams. In the forge of struggle, success is often cast, where barriers fall and the shadow of caste is surpassed. Social movements and organizations play a crucial role in combating casteism. Their tireless efforts challenge the status quo, advocate for marginalized communities, and work towards a more just society. The role of social movements in addressing casteism is significant. These organizations work to raise awareness, mobilize communities, and advocate for policy changes that promote equality and justice. Movement rise with a clarion call against the chains of caste that have bound us all. Now let's discuss the future directions and solutions to removing casteism from our society. We should explore the reforms that could address the root causes of casteism. Strengthening anti-discrimination laws, promoting inclusive education and empowering marginalized communities are vital steps towards a more equitable society. Potential reforms include enhancing legal protections against discrimination, fostering inclusive educational environments, and supporting initiatives that empower marginalized communities. These measures can help dismantle the structure that perpetuate caste-based inequality. Understand this: to heal the wounds of caste, reforms must take flight. In laws and education, we must seek the light. Technology and social media can also be a very powerful tool. Harness technology and social media to raise awareness and mobilize change. The digital age offers new opportunities for the marginalized voices to be heard. And for positive change to be advocated, technology and social media can simplify voices that challenge caste-based discrimination. They offer platforms for raising awareness, organizing movements, and creating networks of support for those affected by casteism. Let technology and social media sing out loud. In the digital dawn, let new voices ring to challenge the old chains and the freedom they bring. And as I said earlier too, the most important source to bring about societal change for anything is education and awareness. They help in fostering empathy and social justice. By educating future generations, we can build a society where equality is the norm, not the exception. Education plays a crucial role in shaping attitudes and fostering a culture of equality in every individual in our society. By integrating lessons on social justice and anti-discrimination into education curricula, we can build a foundation for a more inclusive future for all. Education's torch lights the path to a fair where caste old chains are torn with care. Let's all try to be an inspiration for a change. Let us break free from the chains of caste, forge a new path towards equality, and build a society where every individual is valued and respected regardless of their birth. We must all work together in this effort to dismantle caste-based discrimination and build a society where every person is treated with dignity and respect. I think they all deserve it. Break the chains that bind. Let freedom's call be clear for a future where caste no longer cast fear. My message to my viewers is please do support the organizations working against casteism. Advocate for policy changes and challenge the discriminatory attitude if at all you hold any in your own lives. Support organizations that are fighting against caste discrimination. Try coming out of your shell and engage in advocacy efforts and challenge discriminatory practices and attitude in everyday life. When you see one happening before you, speak up, stand up. Every action counts in the fight for justice. Support the fight. Lend your voice to the cause. For a future where justice, not caste, is the law. The world still moves in hope for a better future, and we should all hope for a better India too. So I would like to conclude with a message to all my subscribers. And for those who have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications so that you would be the first to know when I upload fresh content, and share this video around with your friends, your families. Let's build a more interactive community together. Help me reach 10,000 subscribers real quick, and I would start with online live discussions too, where anyone who wishes to join in on discussions with me, virtually of course, are most welcome. I would love to have some good speakers on the show. I do speak and understand Hindi, but this channel has been solely for the English-speaking audience. So those who wish to join in on discussions from any corner of the world, please ensure you speak in English when you join me in discussions when we go live. And only those would be added to the discussions whose cameras are turned on. No mask and hoodies which cover your face. Everyone should be able to see you who's being part of the discussions. So yes, help me scale up the subscriber base for Dovii Forum, and then we will begin with our live discussions with a new topic every single day. So my message today to all watching this video is, we should all hope for a brighter future for all, not just for a certain section of society. And it is in that hope and efforts put in by us all together, there is a possibility of a caste-free India. A future where individuals are judged by their character and contributions, not their birth. So with the efforts that we are already taking currently in India, and with more cooperation from you all, I am indeed very hopeful it is in fact possible to overcome casteism in India. Once we are able to eradicate casteism, then there will be a level playing field for all as equals. Imagine when that happens, what potential would we be unlocking within our own society in the future. It will take India to a new height, a new level altogether. We are already achieving things today and creating feats which would otherwise be seen as a dream in the past. So yeah, I am very hopeful that caste-based distinctions are going to be a thing of the past. With all the efforts we are already putting in and additional efforts that just might come with you all spreading this video around to bring awareness amongst the masses. I feel we should all do our part in whatever little way possible to bring about a positive change for the betterment of our society and our country, so that going forward everyone would and will be valued for their character and contributions. In hope we find the strength to arise to a future where caste no longer dictates the skies. See you all in my next video. Take care and God bless to all. Let us all be the reason for a change, for a brighter tomorrow.